How was your morning, Samash?
It's been all right. How's your morning?
Back-breaking. How was yours, Pastor?
Wait a minute. You can't say back-breaking and then leave us hanging like, what you did?
Me and Brigade planted 150 hot pink
I see
roses
them.
out in the front yard. We're making a Mackenzie rose garden.
And do you know those, we have, when we were at 444 Grand Avenue, our rose bushes bloomed almost the whole year.
That's how these are. And
Yeah.
they self-prune. It says you don't have to.
Oh, no, we had to
You had
prune
to prune
ours.
them?
Yeah, and
Thank
when you do,
God we don't have to
but when
prune
you prune them, they just come to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. You had them at
Well, the salon we
salon.
pruned, but
Yeah.
they said, oh, hello.
Well, look who's here.
He's really getting big.
Look at Israel.
He's getting so
Hi,
big.
handsome. You are so handsome.
Say hi to Pastor
You look
Bruce.
just like your pastor. You're so handsome. Look at him. Oh,
He's getting
he's
big
sweet.
quick.
He looks like he's pleasant. Is
He
he a pleasant
is.
baby?
Yeah, he just cries when he's hungry.
Well, there's your update.
We're
Wait a
done.
minute. Wait a minute, Gianna. How old's Israel now?
He'll be 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Time flies,
Now,
man.
when do they have all their shots? Like, where he can go out and you're not worried about it.
He had one last month, then he gets another couple, I think, at the 2-month checkup, which is coming up
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
So when you bring him to church, you go in the nursery, or do you go somewhere where you can find a?
No, we sit in the
Somebody's
car.
not
I
next
sit
to
near
you.
you.
We sit near you,
Yeah, that
and
make any difference,
no,
right?
when he burps and farts, the half the church laughs.
Is it that loud?
Well, not this week, but last week it was so loud I thought Blake was going to throw us out.
Oh, that was funny.
Anyway, welcome to Hijack Life Live, where we believe that God rescues the dreams that have been shattered by the cruelties and injustices of life. What's our topic today?
Oh, what is our topic today? So the topic is the mark of the beast, a different perspective.
So, what was the catalyst for that topic, though?
I think it was a combination of things. The present state of world affairs. I mean, everywhere we're at war, right? Mm-hmm. Particularly in the Middle East, and that gets kind of freaky because Israel is the center of the Middle East. And we know that Israel is going to determine God's time clock as to his return. So we have wars and rumors of wars. We have this gridlock between two political parties in the United States. Are they really fighting for the best interest of America? Or I think most Americans believe that they're fighting for power. And it really has nothing to do with us, right?
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
I think our desertion of Israel, more and more it appears that we're not going to support Israel as a nation. It said if she retaliates, President Biden said, we won't support that retaliation. We did send a few $1 billion that we don't have to the Ukraine and to Taiwan and to Israel. We send these billions of dollars. I don't know. Like, you and I can't live on money we don't have.
They must just print it. They must just print it.
I can't figure it out. Like, really, you couldn't live on money you don't have. Where do you get trillions of dollars? We'll never pay off our national debt. That's why inflation keeps going up, why everything keeps going up.
Probably why they want one world currency.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I think the Christian, although most of the population in the United States, they're losing their rights like everywhere we turn. Like, give that, I'm going to dial this up on my phone and air it. But talk a little bit about what happened to you when you went on the garden. Because next week it's going to be our topic.
So we've had 3 crosses in our front yard since we've lived here. We made them from our own pine trees that we took down. Well, we decided to build a garden around these 3 crosses.
Yeah.
And British Stone got us these gorgeous granite blocks to put around it. It's absolutely beautiful. So I saw this Facebook page and it was called DIY Backyard Garden. So I thought, oh, let me see if I can get some ideas. Well, it was painful. There was nothing good on it. They couldn't get anything out of it. So I thought, let me post this picture of the 3 crosses with the garden. And I said exactly what I told you. I said the crosses are made from our own pine trees and we've used perennials so they come back bigger and better every year. Well, you should have seen the comments. Why? I hate to be your neighbor. I mean, just this nasty stuff. And
what was the ratio? 10 to 1, 30 to 1?
There might have been 4 people that were speaking that
Defending?
out of hundreds of negativity. So many people saying they're atheists. I wouldn't want to drive by that. And I mean, I just couldn't believe how many people don't believe in God. And then finally the admin took the post down. because it got so bad.
That's crazy.
That's a shame.
So you are, or that experience is going to be the catalyst for next week's
Good.
next week's Hijack Life Live. We're going to talk about how the cross is an offense.
It offended a lot of
Yeah.
people, but they're still up there.
So if it wasn't for this Supreme Court, we would have a silent voice. They would shut us up.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
fortunately, this Supreme Court, thank God for Donald Trump. I mean, he put 3 people on the court. But if he hadn't, we would be silenced. The Christianity and the voice of Christianity would be silenced throughout all the public arena. You know?
Yeah.
And as we talked about last week, if the church doesn't begin to stand up and speak out, we're going to be driven underground. And one day, the only church will be that which is run by the government,
Yeah.
like in communistic countries.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this, because the subject is the mark of the beast. Okay,
Right.
what is it? And not only what is it, but do you think we're in that time period right now where we could see this thing come alive?
I mean, that's a tough question. I think, 20 years ago, if you told me this was going to be happening today, I would say for sure. But living in it, I feel like it'll be a lot worse when that time comes.
So here's the question. When you hear the words, the mark of the beast, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? So viewers, feel free to give us your thoughts here. Again, when you hear the words, the mark of the beast, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? So while we're waiting for viewers to tap in, Samaj, what do you got?
I mean, off the cusp, it's just
Get a little
revelation.
closer to me.
When
There you
it's, he likes me a lot.
I do. And my son in the faith, I have 2 of them.
That's right.
From 2 different generations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of Revelation right away.
Okay. The book of Revelation.
I think of the book of Revelation, and I just think of individuals, I guess in a way bowing down to Satan.
Okay, what about you?
I
Martina?
think it's 666.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's nailing it, right?
Yeah.
That's nailing it.
I mean, well, PB, what do you think? I mean, when it comes to
Well, it's so weird. I should think of the book of Revelation. I should think of Daniel, but the first thing pops in my mind is Rosemary's Baby,
man.
the Omen, the Exorcist, Little Nicky.
what, the Adam Sandler movie, Little Nicky?
Yeah. Antichrist, 666, The Devil's Child, and then in 2021, The Devil's Child, and then the Left Behind series.
Oh, Left Behind's
Oh,
a
the
good
book.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was
yeah.
it was
It was
a
a movie
series.
too, right?
In
Yeah.
the series, I think all these movies that were built around this theme, particularly The Omen, I never forget. I saw that in the theater. That freaked me out.
Which one is the one with Al Pacino? That one scared the
Oh,
heck
that
out
was
of
the
me.
Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, Devil's
That's
Advocate,
another one.
yeah.
Where he
I
played
wish I
Satan.
never saw that movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
that was rough.
That movie's deep. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that on TV, and then I saw the non-TV version. Whew, a little different.
You ran out to tell your wife.
And then we watched it together. So, and then there is a verse in the book of Revelation. It says, "Let him that has understanding," and this comes back to what you said, "count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
So what do you think that means?
Well, that is a good question. 6 is the number of man. Remember, God created man on the 6th
So
day.
the Antichrist is going to be a man.
A man. And my theory is the Antichrist is actually 3 different men that develop systems.
Hence 666.
Hence 666. It's just like we have a Trinity, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So I think we're going to have a satanic trinity. Going to have a father who is Satan. Then you're going to have a beast, which is the Son. And then you're going to have the Holy Spirit, which brings alive this Son when he dies, just like it's a mock of Christianity. And that's the mark of the beast. That's why I said this is a little different perspective. It's a different view. So let's meet the father of the Trinity, of the satanic trinity.
Revelations 13. And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea.
And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea. Now the dragon, Satan. So let's look at it. What happens after that?
Then I saw a beast coming out of the sea. He had 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on his horns, and each on his head a blasphemous name.
Yeah. So let's talk about symbolically. 10 is God's number of judgment, right? 10 commandments. We look at this over and over again. So there's 10 horns, symbol of strength, and there's 7 heads, God's number of completion. But on each of the heads is a blasphemous name, right? So the beast is the second member of this Trinity. It comes out of the sea. Now keep reading. Watch what happens.
The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had feet like those of a bear and a mouth like that of a lion. The dragon gave the beast his power and his throne and great authority.
Now stop there for a minute. So when this was written, this was taking place. Rome is the lion, right? Alexander the Great, and then you had the Medes and the Persians. So he's talking about these empires of the world that were run by someone other than God.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So he's talking about what's taking place in his age. But prophecy always has a duplistic meaning that's more than one.
Right.
So although he's speaking about the present, the leper, the feet of the bear, the mouth of the lion, some people think the bear is Russia. You know what I mean? The dragon gave power, the beast his power and his throne and great authority. So remember, the kingdoms of this world are not the kingdoms of our Christ.
Right. Yeah,
So these are the kingdoms of the world.
that's wild.
So we've always had the Antichrist with us, but never like it's going to be when we get to the end of the age. So keep reading.
One of the heads of the beast seemed to have a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed.
what the mockery of the cross, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, Jesus being fatal and
Yeah.
healed. The whole world was astonished and followed the beast.
Just like the whole world followed Christ at this point. Now it's going to change.
Wow, men worship the dragon. I
Your
saw
post
I
said
saw
that.
how many people.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Men who worship the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worshiped the beast and asked, "Who is like the beast? Who can make war against him?"
Yeah. So again, look how this mocks or mirrors the Holy Trinity. God the Father, who is worshipped, Jesus the Son, who is fatally wounded, comes alive
Wow,
again and
that's
is worshipped,
wild.
right? So Samaj, figuratively, what does this look like?
Well, you see, the sea represents the instability of the world, swirling in commotion and confusion.
Oh, all right, I'll buy that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have the 7 heads represent the universal dominion of sin, and it's the 7 heads represent the universal dominion sin has over nations and mankind.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Greed and power, right?
And when Daniel paints this scene, when he says dominion was given to the beast, and that's in Daniel 7:6.
Right.
Right? And then the 10 horns represents the complete power given to the beast.
So many scholars believe that these 10 horns represent the Islamic nations that surround Israel, right? And that will one day converge on Israel, making war.
Well, that's
we're
happening right now.
But God will come to Israel's aid, and no one else will defeat her enemies but God. So look, I have this little map. I should have printed it
It's
out.
crazy how
Do
tiny
you have a
Got it
picture of it?
Yep, right
Israel
here.
is. So
Yeah, she's a
so
speck.
so tiny.
Let's do this. So all these nations that are in dark gray, they're the Muslim countries. And Israel is this little speck. Where's
Next to
Egypt?
Egypt.
Next to Egypt. Right there.
It's tiny.
Israel, right there. I mean, what?
It's nothing. It's
Nothing. It's like a dot, right? And all these nations are Islamic.
Wow.
And look what's happening now. Iran,
It's scary. It's very
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
We were talking to a friend who lives in Israel, and it's just what they're living right now over there, and even the Palestinians on both sides. It's so sad.
So I kind of alluded to this, but you can finish it up.
Yeah, so at the time of this writing, the beast was the power of Rome, which sat in opposition to the Church of Jesus Christ. And as John said in his first letter to the church, he said, there are many antichrists and they are among us.
Yeah.
But that's the scary part. Because it seems like sometimes you don't even know.
I found out real quick how many people don't believe in God this week. Oh, it's crazy.
So anyway, these antichrists.
So they're the blasphemers, right? Which sit upon each of the head of the beast. They're a picture of the world that makes a mockery of righteousness and the standard by which the believer, you and I, live.
Yeah. So what do they make a mock of?
Our belief in creation.
Yeah.
Morality, virginity, honesty, the 10 Commandments, those who hold a pro-life position, those who believe marriage is between a man and a woman, mockery of those who won't pay someone under the table, mockery of those who won't give God the 10th, or do give God the 10th, I should say. And those who go to church and read the Bible and believe it. It's a final authority for life and the practice thereof. These are just some of the antichrists that exist in our world today.
And it's in the church because a lot of churches even say, "Oh, that's just a figurative story," or "That's fictitious."
I just watched on Daystar the other day, that the old commandments said to give a 10th. Today you can give of your heart. I was so verklempt.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. They just pick it. Then they might as well take the whole Old Testament and shred it if you're not going to use it for a basis or a.
Well, what I've always said is this: listen, the spirit world. Once you're born again, we live in this spirit world, right? The New Testament always supersedes the Old. Mm-hmm. Like it said, an eye for an eye, right? A tooth for a tooth. Mm-hmm. Walk an extra mile.
It also says that Joe Mancini should be here once a week organizing the farm. He's one heck of an organizer. Just kidding.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, so if indeed Jesus goes a step further, well, I say if you walk a mile, walk the second mile. Mm-hmm. If the guy asks you for a tunic, give him a second tunic. I say to you, if he slaps you on one side of the face, turn the other side. What's it doing? This world of the spirit that we live in when we give our lives to Christ always goes beyond. Because, listen, if we live in that spirit world, we don't have to worry about fulfilling the lust of the flesh.
Are we really supposed to give somebody something else if they steal something from us, or is that a figurative?
Well, they say it's figurative, but think whenever you do that, what you do to somebody when you do it.
Well, if someone steals my car, I should just let them steal my truck too.
Your other one. What he's saying is, well, that's a good one. Well, I wonder what would happen if everybody did that.
Be a lot of pissed off people.
Thank God there's a law. And you know what? Here's the interesting point. Why is there the law? Because the law is set up because it punishes those who break the spirit law. Mm-hmm. See? In other words, if I'm walking in the spirit, I'm not going to shoot your neighbor. I'm not going to molest your 3-year-old kid.
Well, that's for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if the law is 10%, the spirit is going beyond that. Mm. It's saying that's where you start.
That's what I think.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus is saying the law says an eye for an eye. That's where we start. But I say to you, if you're willing to give up the eye for a person who doesn't have one, wow, you change the world. Just like somebody gives up a kidney, just like you give somebody their wish, you change the world.
Yep.
Yeah, right? So if we take this passage literally, then there will be one defining and last beast that rules the entire world, only to be defeated once and for all by Jesus, the King of Kings.
But doesn't the enemy know the ending? Doesn't he know?
Well, he does. Maybe that's why he fights, or maybe he doesn't. He's so stupid. I mean, he thought in heaven he could overthrow the Almighty. So what I'm saying is, I think this is figuratively speaking, and I believe it's literally speaking too. And the near fatal wound is representational of the time sin appears to be defeated, right? And eventually, or I should say, appears to conquer, but eventually the church prevails. Mm-hmm. Right? It speaks of the revivals in years past. When we look at the situation in the world and we say, oh, it's hopeless. And then all of a sudden a revival comes.
Yeah.
And it gives us hope again. But as history has revealed, there will come a season, and it'll be the last season. This godless world with its 7 heads means God's had enough. Its 10 horns, which means it functions in complete power, will not prevail. As Handel said in his Messiah,
and he shall reign forever.
And he shall reign forever and ever. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, PB, like just to kind of sum up. What is the mark of the beast?
Well, let's read it. Revelation 13:11-18. Go ahead.
So it says, also the beast causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark.
Now, the reason why that says that may not be literal. That could be figuratively speaking, meaning that it's something you see.
Yeah.
You know, because if it's on your forehead, you see it, and if it's on your right hand,
Well, they're talking about putting chips in people now. And,
your
and-
social security number.
Oh, my
keep
gracious.
reading.
See, that is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
So I think, and I don't call me a heretic.
And I didn't read past it, and I just said that. That's weird.
I think it's a system.
I do too.
Now, whether that system is run by a man, right, a number of men, a government, I don't know. But we'll know when it unfolds, right? Mm-hmm. What I do know is that if you don't have the mark, which I believe is being flagged,
Yeah,
you cannot buy or sell.
that's crazy.
You're blackballed by a system that is in opposition to the ways of God.
They want one world currency.
You were blackballed. You had crosses on your property.
You're
Think
right.
about this. And they took your post down
and blocked me.
and blocked you.
That's insane. But
Hey,
that's,
listen.
that's a pure example.
I remember the time we went to the Supreme Court, right, where the Supreme Court is. And we were with Rob Schenck.
I remember
Now,
this.
Rob Schenck had just walked up the aisle with President Bill Clinton for communion. They walked up the aisle, they took communion together. And Rob Schenck said to Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton at the time, he said, you know, you hold in your hands the life of millions of babies. And that's all he said to him. And that was just
Did
the
Bill
Lord.
Clinton respond?
They tried to come back and arrest him for some frivolous charge.
Who, Rob?
Rob, but he had his phone on, so it was bogus. He won. You can look it up. Rob Schenck against-
He was recording it?
Yeah, he was recording it.
Oh, wow.
Smart.
But what was interesting was when we went to, it was given an award to somebody.
Thanks, Sherry.
When they were given an award, he couldn't get in the building. They had flagged him.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, that's the mark of the beast right there. You know, well, mine is 143423554. That's my social security number.
You
And I
just
go
put it
somewhere-
live on the
Sorry
internet?
about that.
Jeez Louise. Talk about you better get LifeLock.
Yeah, we better edit that.
Hey, vey.
But anyway, hopefully, so whatever. Yeah, I better get LifeLock.
You
right?
better give me your DNA sample while you're at it.
Yeah, I might as well.
So,
but what I'm saying is that shows up, you're flagged.
That's
But
scary.
do we know what Clinton said though after he said that to him?
I don't think he said anything. All he knows is all of a sudden he had a lawsuit against him, and
That is crazy.
Rob won.
Wow, that's wild.
Wow. I'll believe anything after what happened this week with my post, which we'll talk about deeper next week. But none of it's true. That's what I'm going to share next week. I'll prove that how they said it offends all these people. It doesn't. I've been there for 3 years with 2,000 people here at Easter. Some were Muslim wearing the...
Yeah,
you know,
many Jews.
And tons of Jews. And guess what? They were all picking out Easter eggs with their kids and thanking me for opening our property. Not one person complained about the crosses.
Oh,
No.
Anyway, don't get me started.
All right.
Hey, don't forget to share, like, and if you would like a copy of today's transcript, make sure you
Yeah.
put it in the comments or you could private message, whatever.
Yeah, I'd love to send it to you.
Pastor Bruce will get it to you. If there are any topics you'd like us to address here on Hijack Life Live, aka The Other View, you can put that in your comments as well. And Pastor Bruce, what is you? Are you speaking this week?
No,
What's Pastor Blake
Hold on,
speaking
I'm
on?
gonna tell you. Here it is. That's really solid. That ain't it. Finding satisfaction.
Oh, everybody ought to go.
Yeah, finding satisfaction.
Finding satisfaction.
So that's at the Gloucester County Community Church at 9 and 11 on Chapel Heights Road. And if you live out of the state, you can watch it live on Facebook at 11 o'clock. Y'all ready?
Well, we got some comments.
Oh, yeah. Lions, not sheep. Thank y'all for speaking out. We can't let this continue. My nephew was suspended in a North Carolina school last week. Hit Seymour.
I'm trying. My nephew was suspended in North Carolina school last week for asking a question using the term illegal alien, 16 years old and labeled a racist.
Oh, my
goodness.
gracious.
I'll
What
tell you,
else is in here?
Nothing will surprise me anymore.
Let's go the other way.
Someone said, oh, that was Sherry.
Oh, what was
Someone
that?
said exactly. Those implanted chips are very close to the interpretation, I think.
I think so too.
I was raised a 7-day. Oh, let's see.
I
that.
was raised a 7-day Adventist, and they believe the mark of the beast has to do with the Sabbath because they won't be able to buy or sell, which they don't do on the Sabbath.
Yeah, I read that actually when in my research.
Really?
I think it has to do with the Sabbath day. Yeah, I think it's much bigger than the Sabbath day.
We're gonna find
Yeah.
Left Behind was a scary movie, sure was. But guess what? If you live for Jesus, you won't be left behind. 1, 2, 3.
Live for Jesus, and even a bad day will be a good day.
God bless you
Love
guys.
you guys.
Love you all.
Bless you.